Hello, hello, and welcome to the Lifestyle Show with me, Pam Joseph. Welcome to my humble abode, keeping with government guidelines and keeping ourselves distanced. We are here, remote. Thank you for joining me. Okay, it's a very packed show. I need to really move on to this quite quickly. There's a few incidents that we have to talk about. That's a news item I'm going to have a bit later, but I'm going to quickly bring in Anthony Jordan, and we're going to talk about the lineup of today's show. Anthony, are you with me?
I'm here, Pam. I'm here. How are you?
Nice one. I'm good. But I'm thinking that, moving on, Black History Month. Wow. Yeah.
It's a big one.
Yes. And we got a lot to say about certain things. We want to sort of talk about what we're going to do for the month as well. We're going to try and put a little like a sort of like a sequel of people that even the viewers can say to us, well, I think this one should be the number one icon. The viewers can vote that. We're going to do that. We're going to talk about that a bit later, but we can have a Hall of Fame, like a Hall of Fame.
Of course, hey, the Lifestyle Hall of Fame. That is exactly the name I was going to work with. You took it from me. Can I just say you're looking very Charlie's, like an ebony Charlie's Angels. I'm loving the look. I'm loving it. We can do a little pose. Yeah, that's the one. Big stuff.
I love that. Thank you. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you. Can I just say about your favorite person, Donald Trump? Are you wishing him well?
Listen, I'm a person who cares about human life, so I'm going to say DT, speedy recovery. What can I say? Look, I'm not a person I'm not going to talk ill of anyone at any point, but if you're going to tempt fate, you're going to tempt fate, right?
Yeah.
That's me calling you, I promise.
Yeah. We do. Anyone that is ill, we have to say,
you do. You have to acknowledge what's going on. But time and time again, we've told people, it's been said, we aren't in studio right now because we are doing our best to socially distance. We are wearing masks because we are doing our best to limit the spread. If you want to say that you don't need to do X, Y, or Z, then, play with fire is all I'm going to say. I'm not going to go any further because again, I don't wish it ill on anyone, no matter who you are. I enjoyed The Apprentice USA back in the day. So
you're fired.
Come again?
You're fired.
I was hired, actually.
I meant that about Trump.
Well. Indeed.
Well, anyway, whatever you say. That's from Anthony. Wish him well from Anthony.
Oh, thank you, Pam.
Right, good. So what else on the show? Let's talk about.
Right, okay. I think it's that time right now because, hell, why not? Let's kick it off. That logo, the famous logo that kicks off every lifestyle show. Because you know what's about to come up. It will come up. The minute you see a logo come up, ladies and gentlemen, that is when you have a chance of being in the run-ins to win a Dow Getty Tees hamper. Look at that. On site. The minute you say the word, the logo came up. Right. That means you have a chance from anything you hear from this moment on to win a fantastic hamper. And I'm telling you, even good old DT could do with some of this right now because this is the herbal stuff to keep your immune system at top peak. So pay attention. Anyone
unless we still giving him the Domestos. Anyway,
I'm here to promote Dow Getty Tees. Sorry, I use bleach on my floors and surfaces, but I do believe in Dow Getty Tees to keep your immune system going, and that's the one. So, ladies and gentlemen,
I'm just being facetious right now. I'm being facetious, but it's something that he did say. So. I'm not going against the grain. It's something he said earlier. So I'm not going against the grain. So,
No, I didn't say you were wrong. I just read an Inspector Calls at school. I kind of heard bleach does something else, but I'm not going to.
There you go. Well, Anthony, you know what we're going to do right now? I'm going to love and leave you. I'm going to tell you something just before you go about, a particular case that you've been on it with me about the Murder Sisters and the outcome, but also Claudia Webb, MP that we had here on the show, just a couple of months ago.
I know.
Talked to us about, what's happening in Leicester East and everything else. And we've got some news on that. So, Anthony, I'll see you later.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah? Square up. All right. Then this is the newsy bit I'm going to say to you. So we're going to talk, first of all, about Claudia Webb, Labour MP for Leicester East. She has been charged now with harassing a woman. They say Miss Webb, who represents Leicester East, is accused of one count of harassment between September 2018 and April this year. The CPS, the Crown Prosecution Service, said that the 55-year-old is due to appear at Westminster Magistrates Court on the 11th of November 2020. She has said that she is innocent of any wrongdoing. Have we got an image of her that people can remember that she came on the show a little while ago? Claudia Webb image, can we do that? And that she will vigorously defend herself in court. Now, Labour has actually suspended her from the party, and the party whip said, you know, following the harassment charge, you know, they had to do it. So we are going to be hearing more from this, and this is around about the time of November. She is going to appear at court November the 11th. She was elected as MP in December's general election of 2019, taking over the seat previously held by, remember him, Keith Vaz. She does remain a councillor in Islington, and that's North London, and she has done so since 2011. And she was also a member of Labour's National Executive Committee. Well, Claudia, what we can say to you is that, you know, we wish you the very best. Let's go through whatever, you know, the results of it, but keep it up. You're innocent, keep it staunch. And that's what we're going to say about you for that one. So Claudia Webb, we wish you the best. Now I'm going to give you an update on the Murdered Sisters trial. And that is a teenager accused of killing two black sisters. If you can remember all of this, unprovoked random attack, Wembley, back in June. And he has now been, he came up with the incidentals, if you will, on a remote system. They're doing everything remote now. So let me just recap. 18-year-old, he's 18, Daniel Hussein, alleged to have stabbed 46-year-old Biba Henry and her sister, Nicole Smallman, 27, multiple times in the early hours of Saturday, June the 6th. Now, that evening, social worker Biba and her sister and other friends were celebrating her birthday. This was at a park in Kingsbury. It's called the Friant Country Park in Kingsbury. And as the sisters left, as the friends left, sorry, the sisters remained, possibly clearing up and taking a few selfies and what have you. Anyway, between that time, Hussein, from Guy Barnett in Blackheath, Guy Barnett Grove in Blackheath, he was arrested at his home on July the 1st and charged with the double murder and also of possession of an offensive weapon. Now, on Monday the 21st of September, he appeared before the Old Bailey judge, Richard Marks QC. He appeared there, and video link from Belmarsh Prison. The defender spoke only to confirm his name, his age, his address, his identity, if you will, and was not asked to enter a plea. He wasn't asked to enter a plea and the charges against him. So Judge Marks has set a provisional trial date, October 11th, 2021. It's outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. But Judge Mark says that he's hoping that it could come up sooner than that, but outrageous. That court sketch you saw, can we show that again, All-Saint, of the assailant, the suspect? That was courtesy of Elizabeth Cook, court artist Elizabeth Cook, I must say that. Oh, absolutely outrageous. But anyway, it's having said that, we, you know, it might come up sooner than that. But we want to also have a quickie on something else we spoke about last week. Remember what we said to you about the Brent Public Health Department talking about injecting year 7 pupils with a flu injection? Remember that one? So we have been told that it is a recommendation by Public Health England given out to them for this to happen. We still not understanding how, it could just be Brent, because all we're hearing about is that it's Brent. So we're still not understanding that. But we did have a little statement that they said we have to get back to them a bit more. So a statement from Marie McLaughlin, consultant of Brent Council's Public Health. She says that NHS England has commissioned the immunisation programme in schools across England. And in Brent, the provider for this service is Central and North West London Community Trust, CNWL. The government has agreed to extend the influenza programme to Year 7 pupils in autumn, and she's aware that the CNWL has contacted schools to arrange when they will visit them to provide the service. So basically what she's saying, this is Marie McLaughlin, get their name down, Brent parents. She's basically saying to you that it's an initiative, it's a directive, if you will. It's a directive by PHE, Public Health England, to all schools, but yet we've only heard it about Brent. Yeah, and we've done a little survey on this. We've gone around to other schools and other boroughs, and they haven't known anything about this. But we've first heard that it's a trial. It's a trial thing in Brent. There you go. What can I say? So please get hold of any information you can. This is Brent. You do need to contact perhaps that lady in particular, Marie McLaughlin. She's a consultant for Brent Public Health at Brent Council. Brent Civic Centre, they're calling themselves now. 0208 973 1234. And I've got that on my head, I think. But just Google it. Doesn't matter. Google it. Get hold of them. Let us hear more information. But what they are really trying to say, which we was saying last week, you cannot inoculate a child under the age of 18 without the parents' consent. Let us have to go out. You need to give. If this is not compulsory, it cannot be compulsory. It can never be compulsory. All right. So there you go. Now, I think we should after this breather, let us get a little bit of a break. Okay, welcome back to the Lifestyle Show with me, Pam Joseph. We're going to talk all healthy issues now. We've been told to sort of like actually go back to our desks at home, actually stay at home. And if your employer allows it, please stay at home. So it's just done a U-turn. So we're going back to looking at ourselves, trying to do our work in our homes and also keeping healthy with ourselves. And what better then to talk to, if you will, a health guru on this and to tell us what can we all do at home, making sure that we still keep healthy lives and making sure that we feel good within ourselves. So can we have Dr. and I hope I can say this right, can we please have Dr. Shun Oki?
Hi.
Hi. Did I say that right? Is it Dr. Shun Oki?
You did amazing ways. Sheun, if you get it. Shay.
Can I call you Shay?
Sheun.
I can call you Shayon.
Sheun. Yeah, you got it. You got it.
And you can call me. I'm only joking. I'm only joking. Let's talk to you. You look gorgeous.
Thank you very much.
You're having a very healthy life, then it would seem. Let's talk about yourself. Talk to us about what you do. You are an ambassador for so many things, but let's talk about the basics of your health and well-being.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be on the show. Just a little bit of background. So I've been very, very health conscious, like in the university, I did competitive taekwondo. While I was in my secondary school, I did a competitive badminton, so it's really been keeping it real. But when I had my children, it became a different case entirely. 3 children, 3 cesarean session. I can leave the rest of the to your imagination. From that tiny, tiny size 8, then I came to the United Kingdom about 10 years ago, and so it's a different environment from my very, very hot Nigerian temperature to here, very, very cold, where you can cover everything. And nobody's going to see because there's winter coat upon it, right? And also your state of mind also affect a lot of things, because here we are coming in from from Nigeria as on top of our game. We came in as highly skilled. We thought everything was going to fall into place, and then having to come here and start from sub-zero, and having been told that your CV is too heavy for you to get any job, you need to strip it. You know what I'm saying? I know some of you may understand that. So I started comfort heating, and it wasn't funny. From a size 8 to 10 to 12 to 14, and I keep looking in the mirror. No, this is not me. I'm healthy. I'm supposed to I can deal with it. I like a lot of people will say my husband wasn't complaining, okay, but I knew I didn't like it. All right, I knew all the pains were in the wrong place because my knee was painful. I was carrying too much weight. My back was aching, right? And each time I walk a little bit, I'm out of breath, and that wasn't me, and I knew that. Maybe there wasn't really any pressure to change anything until something happened. I'm going to share this with you quickly.
Yeah.
So I want to, by the grace of God, I love to read, and I'm an author too. I write on leadership. Leadership for women. It's big for me. So we went to the library this particular day with my children, and then there was something going on in the library. So it was supposed to be a health check day. Right. So a lady approached me, why don't you come and check your BMI? So now I'm told I'm getting to it, right? So I was like, okay, BMI, that will be the first time I'll ever check my BMI. So I stepped on the scale. Remember, I was looking in the mirror. I didn't like it, but my husband wasn't complaining, so there was nothing I was doing about it. I just didn't like it. Right? Then I stepped on the scale this day, and she showed it to me, and then she said, okay, check your height. I'm very petite. I used to say I'm 5'4", but now my second son is 5'6", and I'm kind of like here. So
You're 5'4". How did you get from 5'4" to 5'4"? I'm 5'4". I
think I'm reviewing that was a 5'3", right? And then but you wouldn't know when you meet me. You wouldn't know because I wear my 6, 7, 8, 9 inches. Come check my wardrobe. I love them, right? So it was the moment of truth, right? So I sat across her and she was going to tell me what that result meant. Checking my weight against my heart. And she started asking me some very funny questions. Are you married? No, not too funny. Okay, yes, I'm married. You have children? Yes, children. First funny question is, do you want to be healthy? To be your husband's wife forever? I say, yes, we've been married for years. Yeah, I married him because I want to be there forever. A second uncomfortable question, she asked this question. She said, do you want to see your children doing great things in life? Yeah. And you're healthy to see it? I said, yes. That was why I left the comfort of my country to come to start over in the United Kingdom. Yeah. So, okay, yes, now I know you have what it takes to do what you need to do. She said, woman, you're overweight 32 towards obese. If you do not lose some weight now, you are going to be at a very big risk of going diabetic. And now suddenly, the picture that was seeing that, my husband wasn't complaining, married my reality that said, I want to start a great thing for my family. But I don't want to be dying while it's happening. I want to be healthy to see it happen.
Yeah.
So go and lose that weight fast. And that was where my journey started from. And it's been amazing.
What a journey. You've written Supergirl to Superwoman. Yes. That's brilliant. Talk to me about that book.
Okay. All right. Supergirl to Superwoman is just saying that whatever a woman is going to be starts from the seed is in that girl. Okay. How do we tutor that girl to become the woman that we want her to be? So that talks about self-confidence, talks about leadership, it talks about how do you, start a relationship, how do you keep it, how do you see what you want to be and make that vision a reality by taking careful steps to make it happen. So I've got different programs I do with, especially with young women, with women. I've got my book, Super Girl to Super Woman, The Ultimate Guide to Male Leadership. So everything starts from very young, because stereotyping in all of these things starts so early that if we don't deal with it early, then it becomes a big thing. I see women having very low self-esteem. Why? Because they just don't believe that there's something big in them. And so that's the portion of Supergirl to Superwoman. It just, so super is an acronym, right? It means sensitive, undeterred. Sensitive is just the power of, we are very emotional. How can you make this a strength and not a weakness for you? Undeterred, the power of pursuing without looking at the obstacle. P is proactive. Stop waiting for things to happen to you. Make things happen. Elegant is, it's important the way you look. Deal with it, because you have 7 seconds to make a positive impression. If you miss it, it may take years to run after it. And replicator is the R. It means that don't just do it for yourself. Get the ladder down, help someone up, replicate it. Mentorship.
I love that what you just said there. Can I ask you a question though? How can people, you are motivational, you are inspirational, you empower. How can people get to know more about you? Can we get all of your sort of like social media details? How can people?
Yes, we can. If you connect with me at Super Coach Sheun, so it's Super SUPER COACH, then SHEUN. If you want to put that, can I put that in the chat group?
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to write it in. Say that, spell that again to me.
Right, so it's gonna be at Super SUPER COACH.
Super Equity R.
Yes, so at Super Coach Sheun, that you're going to connect with me on Facebook on that. And you can also, for me to know that you're on this show, if you just text lifestyle to +447411857200, I've got an offer for you.
Oh, let's hear a bit more.
All right, so let's talk about your wellness, right? It's important that every single day you do something consistently, right? And this is what I encourage people to do. You can be slim in 10 minutes. And what does that take? 10 minutes every day. Don't wait. Oh, I don't have 1 hour in the day to do my workout. It's fine. 10 minutes. Can I challenge you to do just 10 minutes a day, 5 times in the week? So give yourself 2 days, right? And what do you need to do? If you connect with me on my social media, I'll send you some 10 minutes workout to do. What does that do for you? One, it creates the daily discipline, positive discipline. Because when you work out, there's an acceleration that you feel. It's not just the sweat, but just that dopamine coming to your system that gets you excited, right? And some of the things that I use are positive music, because even if you don't want to do lifting and you do some dancing, because the dancing just do something for your spirit.
Dancing's good. Doctor, okay, I'm going to stop you there. We have to work at home now. We're all being told, go back and work from home. So we're sitting on our chairs. We're sitting in front of our laptops.
And your belly is getting fatter.
Give me something we can do on the chair. What we can do on the chair.
What we can do on the chair is pretty awesome. I'll say don't do everything on the chair. Why is it important that you don't do everything on the chair? It's because sedentary is not what you want. So maybe you worked 1 hour, right, at your desk. Stand up. Let me do something. Stand up.
Okay.
Yeah. Great. I'm gonna.
All right.
So stand up and let's do stretch. Go. Stretch.
Oh my gosh.
Stretch. Yeah. Side to side. You don't want to get on the floor, right? So then let's change to the next side.
I'm sitting on the chair.
Yeah, let's go. Okay, now look size right. Now let me get my coat off. Yeah, you gotta be real.
That's not sitting on the chair though. What can we do, Dr. Oki? What can we do sitting on the chair?
Okay, so
we can't really.
Okay, let me show you that. Just while you're sitting down, lift your leg. Okay, lift.
Yeah.
Lift. Good. That's working on your tummy muscle, yeah? Lift
Okay.
the other leg, lift,
Okay.
and lift. And aside from that, you can have your chair. Once it has a hand, let's say it has a hand chair. Let me see what I can do for you on that one. Just check it out. Okay. So if you do that, it's gonna be go on. Yeah.
Oh my God.
You
Father.
stretch your leg and just pull. Yeah.
Okay.
That works on your
Okay.
arm. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
That works on your arm.
Ah,
Yeah, you see.
I see that. I've got. All right. I'm with you. I'm with you. We've got loads of those. You know what? You gotta come back. You gotta stay with us. We gotta do more of these things. I love this. We haven't got much time now, so we gotta think. Dr. Oki, listen, Jen, you have to come back. You
Yeah,
have to
I'm
come
gonna
back.
come back.
We need you back. We need you back. We need to do more of these things because everybody needs to know what they can do without bursting a gut and without sweating so much. You know, that's what everyone's afraid of. And what you just did to me there, actually, my shoulders are hurting. Just that little bit. That's how badly fit I am. But anyway, you need to come back. All right. So I'm telling you,
Last word.
you need to
Last
come
word.
back.
Aside from working out, watch what you eat, right? And if you're a woman watching me and you've been struggling with your self confidence, I want to work with you. Just text +447411
Yeah, add that on there. We'll put it on.
85720. Mission 10,000, and I have something to help you get you started your journey.
Next.
Hello, can you hear me?
This is all good. This is all good.
Yeah.
Love it. I'm loving it. But we
Yeah.
have to have you back. And who knows, we may have you back even on regular. I love what you just did for me because that just started. My shoulders are hurting me already. Anyway, so I love what you did.
Well, I love
We're going to
what you
talk again. Thank you ever so much. And bless you. Take care of yourself and we will speak soon.
Bless you. All right. Mom
Bye.
10,000. See you. Bye.
Oh my gosh. Actually, I'm not joking. You know what I just did just then? Anyway, shouldn't be saying that. Well, it's horrible. We're going to take a break. Oh my gosh, that's great. Wasn't that Dr. Shion Oki there? And I think Shion's gonna need to actually reflect with us and come back on a few times as well because she's just really great. What I love is that we have been told just if you can stay and work from home. And if we can do the exercises even on our desks as we sit and stomach exercises or what you just saw me just do just now. Well, it's great. It absolutely is great. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to go, I was going to do a little thing to tell you about what we are, me and Anthony spoke about this earlier. We're going to try and do a Hall of Fame, Black History Month and a Hall of Fame. And we're going to ask you, the viewers, who would you regard as your number one icon, or like I say it, the way I say it, hero or shiro? Yeah, and start flinging that through to us. Message us, whatever you do it. You email, message, us on Instagram or Facebook or what have you, and let us know who would you regard as your hero or shiro for the month of October 2020. And then we'll compile that, look at it, and say, well, who's the winning person? Right now, what I'm going to do for you, and I'm hoping that the images are there as well as I speak to you, as I'm going to do my little monologue, and you're not going to see me, hopefully, when I do this, because I'm reading it straight off, on the wondrous Samuel Coleridge Taylor. Samuel Coleridge Taylor was born in Holborn, London, on the 15th of August, 1875, to Alice Hare Martin, an Englishwoman, and Dr. Daniel Peter Hughes Taylor, a Sierra Leonean Creole. They were not married. His father had come to Britain in the 1860s and studied medicine and qualified as a member of the Royal College of Surgeons, practiced in Croydon, went back to Africa, and was appointed coroner of the Gambia in 1894. He was actually unaware that he had borne a son in England. Coleridge Taylor was raised by his mother and her father, Benjamin Holmans, in Croydon, South London. He was named after the poet, and in 1890, age 15, he entered the Royal College of Music as a violin student under the influence of his mother's brother. The RCM principal hesitated over Coleridge Taylor's colour before admitting him, apparently worried that the other students might object. However, after 2 years, he swapped violin studies for composition. In 1899, he married a fellow student at the RCM, Jessie Wormersley. Despite her parents' objection to his mixed-race parentage, they later went on to have 2 children. Coleridge Taylor called himself an Anglo-African and fought against race prejudice all his short life. He incorporated Black traditional music with concert music, with such compositions as African Suite, African Romances, and 24 Negro Melodies. The first performance of Hiawatha's Wedding Feast was described by the principal of the Royal College of Music as one of the most remarkable events in modern English musical history, and this work was acclaimed on both sides of the Atlantic. His tutor, Charles Villiers Stanford, challenged him to write a clarinet quintet without showing the influence of his favourite composer, Brahms. So Coleridge Taylor did it. And when this early work was revived in 1973, the New York Times critic called it something of an eye-opener, an assured piece of writing in the post-romantic tradition, sweetly melodic. Coleridge Taylor also taught and was appointed a professor at the Crystal Palace School of Music and conducted the orchestra at the Croydon Conservatoire. And yet, the works of his talented composer are not, and never was rarely out there. It wasn't in fashion. Little of his music is available in printed form even today. Samuel Coleridge Taylor is all but forgotten in the country of his birth. He was, and remained till his death, an ardent supporter of the Pan-African movement, but in 1912 he contracted double pneumonia and died at the early age of 37. He left behind his 2 children, Hiawatha and Gwendolyn Averill, who both had distinguished careers as conductors and composers. This is Samuel Coleridge Taylor, 1875 to 1912, and that is our tribute from the Lifestyle Show. Thank you. Let's get a break. Hi there, welcome back to the Lifestyle Show. We are talking about Black actresses. We are going to deal with that right now. We told you about that as well. We sent out a message to give us your questions and that. You want to pose any questions to these ladies who are struggling through these times. These are British Black actresses who are doing their thing, but through this COVID and, you know, other matters, we're going to be discussing. So let us quickly get on who we have on our panel right now. So we've got Rachel Summers, Samantha Russell.
Hello.
Hi there. Samantha,
Hi.
Rachel, thank you.
Hi.
For We're hopefully going to get one other, and that is the Variety. We're going to get her soon. Hopefully she will join us. But lovely to see the two of you as we discuss this, because can I say that it's a tough time for every actor, male, female, black, white. Can I ask you guys, is it even tougher for the black British actress? Who wants to start?
I'll start, Samantha. I think it's very hard for black actors in this country. I think you have more of a chance going to LA to get your break out there because they're more interested in you in America. But as for myself, talking for myself, I've been in Britain on Britain's Got Talent with Simon Cowell in 2014. And I did EastEnders with Sharon Mitchell and Tanya. And I made my break here in London, but it's harder for other actors to make it. A friend of mine called Verona Rose, that is an actor that's been on E4, that has done many things as well. She's doing really well for herself as well. And she's made it for herself as a British actress. And I think you just have to keep on grafting.
So almost you're saying, Samantha, few and far between. But let's hear from Rachel. Mm-hmm. What would you, if you're going to deal with your own experience, fine, or others. So let's hear about your own experience. Has this COVID has given a double whammy to the struggle anyway? Am I right or wrong?
I would say, yeah, you are right. I think as a black actress, it's always been an extra component for us to always break through in this industry, not only because we're women and there's loads of other actresses, but you're black as well. So you're having to find the roles that are suitable or that you want to do. I think with this COVID now, there are still productions happening, but it's a lot quieter than it was before. And with that being said, actually, I have seen more casting breakdowns now for black actresses. So that is something that is encouraging. So at the moment, I would say, yes, productions are slower, but there are some casting breakdowns coming out now. And I think that's all because of the Black Lives Matter movement.
You really put it on that.
I think that has sparked something within the industry. And because of that movement, I have seen and I've witnessed other kind of people coming together and saying, we really need to tackle this. We really need to do something now about it. We keep on fighting, but nothing seems to be changing. We were always brought back to this place where we're always having to still fight for more. And I think it was good in seeing that these companies, we really held people to task. I think when they were just trying to have the blackout image, we're saying, no, what are you doing in your company to ensure black people are being seen and we're being heard and we're treated fairly? And I think that's something that's happening also in theatres. The British Black List actually held a workshop based on actually an old school that I went to, my old drama school, where they had former students talk about racist experiences that they've held in the school. And all these former students came together basically to talk about what happened to them, what needs to be done, and what policies need to be kind of pushed forward. And they actually wrote to Central kind of explaining all these things. And Central actually was like, okay, we're going to do something. We need to look at how we've been acting. We know it's not right. Let us all work together in ensuring that we move forward.
Okay,
so,
let's explain for other viewers don't know what you mean when you say Central. Tell us the whole title of the school.
So the school is called the Royal Central School of Speech and Drama.
Sure.
So that's one of the schools that have been kind of held to task. I know there were other schools as well, but that was my school. That was my old drama school. So I was quite interested to see what they were going to do with that.
Good. Now let's hear from Verity. You're patiently waiting for us there to talk to us. Talk to me about yourself or any experiences.
Yeah, because you guys I knew you guys were going to say the same thing I was going to say myself, but I've so before acting, I did still doing stand-up comedy. So I did stand-up comedy since I was 16 years old. So being a black woman in Britain doing stand-up is hard enough, you know, let alone just being a female. So and when it comes to the acting, acting, casting is very scarce. I mean, right now we're in October, it's Black History Month for us in the month of Halloween. Why? The same way Americans ask questions, why do they have the Black History Month in the shortest month of the year? Why? So we are making a difference. But I tell you one thing from my perspective, because I recently had a brain surgery, so do mind me if I don't pronounce things right. I've got to hold this thing because of my dexterity. But from my,
you know what? We can't tell from you whether you're joking us.
I'm really not. No, I've suffered from epilepsy since I was a little toddler, so it's all right. And you know, I didn't wet myself or nothing. So hooray, hallelujah! You're praying for me. So yeah, that's the thing. See, that's the thing about this industry for us Black people in Britain. We this disabled inclusion. We haven't got a disabled representative who is of color, who is Black, and many generations they always say to you, well, in my family, unfortunately, because I'm a mix of Guyanese and Jamaican, so they'll say to me, oh, you're sick, what wrong with you? I catch you, you know, kind of thing, them old school ones. So I'm like, nah, man. So I'm passing through that, and I want to hold the flag for not just Black people who are disabled, but everybody, because we're talented. And look how I made all you guys smile.
I know. No, you're smiling. You're making us laugh. I love you guys already. I love you already. This is good. Although you're saying a serious point, but you're still giving the humor in there, and that's lovely.
Yeah, you have to smile rather than cry, because this COVID thing and needs to go away. You know, I've got Dettol already, you know. I've got Dettol. We got some things. That corona ain't gonna catch me, you know. I will catch corona and kill it. I swear. When I get stronger, anyway.
But what we're not going to do is do a Trump thing and inhale it or inject it into our system.
No, son. No. My name's not Trump, you know. I got a Trump card, but I ain't gonna. Nah. No.
We need to play the Trump card. You know what I mean? After that, we're getting a wee bit because we've got viewers that have sent us questions for you guys. You're on the hot seats right now. We're going to take this.
Good. I love a hot seat. It's been cold these days. Now the weather's been changing.
One right now, you're looking very hot and good. We're coming back just now. Let's break. All right, welcome back, you girls, and thank you for staying with us. Dominic from Hampstead wants to say it's enough for Black actors per se to have a hard time, and particularly in these times. How are you guys doing, and what are your future events? Are you recreating yourself, or what are you doing? Dominic from Hampstead has asked that question. Who wants to respond?
I'll respond. Basically, I'm from Hampstead myself, and I feel that I'm going to be working on some projects. I worked for RB Entertainment doing online presenting for them, and I actually worked at Ben Television when I was 16 years of age, doing the stage for people like that. And I'd like to get back to doing presenting for Ben TV again in the future. And I would like to I'm going to be in a program called a TV program, feature film called The Band, which I'm filming for next week. Excellent.
So the struggle is not so harsh with you. You're finding that you're still getting things happening. You're still getting noticed and appointed for things. It's not
because I work for RB Entertainment.
Okay.
With a singer called Rudebone, where I do online presenting for online.
All right. So that's your bag then, Samantha. So Rachel, let's hear about you. You were in a great production. Actually, there's a question for you in a minute. I'm going to say that in a minute. I'm going to read that out. There's a question for you. You was in a great production in the West End on a West End college. And let's have a little bit about that.
I was in the Upstart Crow at the Gielgud at the West End on Shaftesbury Avenue, and we were right in the middle of our production when all this news came of the Prime Minister saying, you know, avoid theatres, and we were just like, can we go on? Are we going to have an audience? What are we going to do? Oh my God. So it was really heartbreaking because we were doing so well. We were really in the run. Everyone was enjoying it. So it was really, really devastating. So literally, as soon as we had the news, like, you know, don't come in tomorrow, unfortunately, it has to kind of stop. We were like, what are we going to do with our lives? And essentially after that, my next thing was, oh my God, how am I going to pay the rent? So it was a huge panic. But luckily, the theatre had agreed to give us some percentage of a salary, so I was able to survive, thank God, because that's a main concern of most actors is like, how am I going to eat? Especially when this thing happens. So yeah, but I have been fortunate. There have been some things happening, which I think is really exciting. There have been loads of like live performances, either on Zoom or either kind of things like Facebook's people are using. So we're still performing. It's challenged us to kind of find another way to kind of show our talent and think of things outside the box to get people to still watch us. And it's helped us become creative in a way. Like I've also started a screenwriting course as well. I think writing and kind of creating stuff is very important for like Black people, Black actors as well, you know. So I think it's been a not so great time, but it has allowed people kind of just to kind of sit back, think about things, reevaluate.
And diversify, isn't it, Rachel? Diversifying yourself, seeing what else you can do, finding out what else you can do. Let me come to Bharati. I mean, you're so lovely and funny and you've got everything going on, but you're not. You always, I feel you that you are a serious lady, but you can make everything into a kind of a comical kind of thing. But you are serious. But let me talk to you seriously.
Yes. It's true, because I'm 29. I'm 29 years.
In this climate, in what we're going through now, and the fact that there is limited amount of places for doing any films, anything at all, Black women are always been put behind, and many will say this, behind even the Black male on any points of things like that. So in this climate, again, how are you redirecting yourself and diversifying yourself into doing other things and creating another path?
Well, whilst I'm still healing, you know, I call it house arrest because I ain't been out nowhere. So I don't know what is going on outside. I don't know if Ronald McDonald is alive, you know, for a nice Big Mac. So all I've been doing is literally working on my craft so that I'm getting better whilst healing. Recently, I am sent an audio audition for BBC Radio 1, not One Extra, one, you know, because they need more Black women up there, especially who are very upbeat, like myself, with a different type of voice.
Yeah,
you know, I've got to give myself some big ups, you know, because my boobs are not that big, so I've got to big up something. So, you know, and then yeah, but you know, just give something, make something unique, because I don't want to be a celebrity, I don't want to be a superstar, I want to be a legend. You see what I'm saying? And we don't have much legends, and as Black people in this country, we're not like America where it's like, hey, come on, do your try, you know, we don't have BET, you know what I'm saying? We got BEN, you know, and the BBC don't stand for Black British Company. That's one thing. So. You know,
can I ask any of you three? Can I ask any of you three? Do you believe in the fact that let's just go to the US? I mean, Samantha.
Yeah, but also come back home.
But do you? All right, okay. This is strange to say this. Don't you think? Why can't we, in your birth country, hit it, and then go to America? Why don't you believe that? Why can't we hit it here before?
I do believe we can. It's because there's two reasons. So you still got those old white geezers, guys, down at White City, coincidence, who are literally doing the business and got those gates there. Then you've got our own people in our community, not all, but some who have made it there, and they take the keys or take the ladder and go to you, hey, but pray to the Lord, you can make it, I have faith in you, ha 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 ha. And the ladder's right there, you know, right next to their ankles. I'm like, listen, give me the ladder now, come, you know. So you got that going on in our own community, and we need to stop doing that. which also I've learned the fact that now mostly West African, I would say, are killing it in the comedy game, because us Caribbean have been doing it for so long. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm still young. A lot of us Caribbean, West Indians have been taking mickey out of our African brothers and sisters for so many years. Now it's kind of turned around with the Famalam and radio comedy, books, you know what I'm saying? In Britain alone. So we're getting calm on right now. So what I want to happen is for us to work together rather than against each other and fight each other, you know?
Is it also about the agents we have, the people that have managing us are not doing enough? Or is it that we ourselves have still got to go beyond our agents or managers? And even
there's also fear, because I've never had an agent. I've never had an agent or never had a manager. 13 years been doing comedy, and I've been to wonderful places that people who are signed are scared to go to. They're waiting for that phone call for what's the word I'm looking for? Permission to go to Pall Mall, like Esquire Townhouse, which could have been happening this year, but because of the COVID, it's not happening. They're doing it virtually, and I'm so privileged to go there for 3 years and meet people who talk a bit more like this, you know, quite a country and establishment, but make them laugh. Because comedy has no color.
But I think Rachel is different to you, because I think, Rachel, you've had your agent for quite a few years, and you would you say you've been doing all right by your agent?
The agent I've got now, I love them. I love them to death. Yeah, they're really, really great. Other agents I've had, they've tried, but I find with this agent I've got now, they're pushing more work for me. But I agree with Variety. I do think it's one of those things where the people at the top have been blocking a lot of talent trying to come through, and also the people that are there now that need to give the ladder. They need to help people.
Yeah, give them the things, man. What? They must think the name is home base.
Quite lucky being in.
So Samantha, you've got an agent. How was that agent?
Yeah, I've got an agent. I've been on Shameful Deceit, a Nollywood film, Shameful Deceit, Theodore Beckway. Theodore Beckway. I was in Shameful Deceit. I had an agent with them, but I'm looking to, because I do music as well, and I was on the documentary on Channel 5 called Estate Next Door with a guy called AJ and Dave Elvis. And I was doing backing vocals for them.
Your agent seems to be quite good. She's getting
I get a lot of work. I'm quite fortunate. Going to the Anna
Rachel and her agent. Television work going on here. I love that. Samantha, you're doing very well. Can I just say another question from Chloe from Stanmore? She said Rachel Summers went to the theatre early this year at Gielgud, and to see you in what she described as what she felt was one of the greatest productions of comedy that she experienced. It got lost. How do you feel, and what you're going to do about this again? Is it going to come back on to the stage? Chloe from...
Well, I hope to. There have been murmurs, I would say, of maybe doing something again near the beginning of the year. So fingers crossed, and just watch this space, and who knows, hopefully we'll come back.
Describe it to the others that don't know what we're talking about.
Oh, sorry. So this is Stark Crow. This is at the Gielgud Theatre. We got some glowing reviews as well. So it's William Shakespeare's life, but kind of life like now, like anachronism, I believe the word is. So it had Ben Mitchell in it, Steve Spears, Gemma Whelan. So it was just a fantastic kind of performance of laughs and comedy and kind of merging the future with the past. So
and your role, you played the role of?
Oh, I played Desiree. I play one of the Egyptian twins that come to ask William Shakespeare for help. So yeah, that was
well, Chloe says it was a remarkable performance, and she's wondering if it can come back. So there you go. We've got to round up. You ladies, you sound so confident, as if almost as if this hasn't bothered you. Almost as if, but I know there are issues. but stand firm. You sound so confident, and you're doing well. My lady comedian there is just full of it, and I love her. And
Let me tell you one more thing, though. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed and pray for me, because I might get an agent. Because as soon as I came out of hospital after the brain surgery, a few weeks later, not one, not two, but three, but 4 agencies have called me. You know.
I never
Let me
know
tell you
whether
something.
you're kidding me or not.
Let me tell you something. My stage name is Variety. Yeah. So I'm not knocking on my hustle who's going to Britain's Got Talent. But I don't want to jump through no hoops, yeah, and start, competing against puppies and grannies and kiddies and everything, yeah, because I feel royal. My name Variety, and I'm a performer. So, listen, I got to get in there,
You know this, and Variety, you are the spice of life, mate.
All right, then.
Very
Amen.
well.
Yes.
We're going to say goodbye to you all. Thank you ever so much.
God bless you.
Thank you.
See you guys.
very much.
Yeah. Thank you ever so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Anisha.
Wonderful. I'm actually, she's bloody good, isn't she? Right, she makes it laugh. We're going to take a short break now. See you in a bit. Hi, and welcome back to the Lifestyle Show with me, Pam Joseph. This is the bit that I'm a bit squeamish about. It's all well and good to be interviewing your maybe even your, I don't know, your daughter, maybe your niece, and maybe your nephew, which I've all done. But to interview someone who is regarded as one of the most classical, top black actors, British black actors in England, is rather, something that you have to take a stand on. But anyway, here we go. And I hope he's not going to rib me. And I hope he's not going to just tease me. But we have got on the show, ladies and gentlemen, the one of them, to me, best British black actors, stage, screen, and theatre. Patterson Joseph.
Good evening.
I knew you'd go with that.
I am the inflated ego of Patterson Joseph, who has been blown apart by all the praise he's received from his sister. And in all my 50 and more years upon this earth, I have never received such praise from her. Strange, she does it publicly. Anyway, hello, everybody.
Hiya, mate. I knew. This is weird.
You gave me the opportunity. What else was I going to do?
Of course, you are so privileged to be on our show. Everybody, all of the lifestyle crew were buzzing.
I do feel privileged.
Really, this time, really, is he coming on this time? Really, is he? Yes, he is. Look at him. He's here.
Well, I watch you every week, so I'm very excited to. I feel very privileged to be sharing a sofa with you.
There you go.
I have to look that way.
You have to look that way.
It's just a blank wall here, but
I know.
What if we talk like this?
We've got so much to say, Pat. Because
what if we talk like this though? Just for if you turn your way, so like we're having a proper conversation for 5 seconds.
Can we do this? And this looks good. This is very good.
Maybe they don't like it so much.
So let's talk, Pat.
Yes.
I mean, cool, blimey. I'm not going to say what I know, so I have to treat you as someone, because everyone needs to know. When did you get the bug, Patterson?
Well, long story, short story.
Let us get the short.
Yeah, because you know how long my stories are.
Exactly.
Basically, I was a chef, and I was asked to clear some trolleys in a hospital I worked in. And we cleared these trolleys, and the floor was just covered in cockroaches. And there was a part of me that thought, this is a sign, a big biblical sign that says this maybe isn't the perfect place for you to work. Plus, it felt quite claustrophobic as a thing to do all my life, work inside one building or, you know, 4 walls and do that daily. And so I thought, what can I do that's creative? And I remembered failing, but auditioning for the National Youth Theatre when I was about 14. And I dug out these leaflets and this rejection letter. And the rejection letter is so funny because I picked it out. Don't know why I even kept it, but I picked it out and it, you know, obviously said you've not been successful. And I remember looking at it and thinking, if I have grandchildren, I don't want to be telling them, if they ask the question, did you ever try to become an actor? And I'd say, yeah, once. You know, I'd feel that was really lame. So I thought, you know what, let me try again. And so I had, amongst all the papers that I had at that time, a leaflet for a youth theatre called The Cockpit in Marylebone. And that's where I went. And from that point on, I think I gave up my job within a month or two. I thought, this is what I want to do. I did the summer play. And then, I mean, I was with people like Lenny James, you know, who's a great actor even then, you know. And Sophie Okonedo was like a year behind us. It was a great place. And it was also given money by the Inner London Education Authority, which was run by Ken Livingstone at the time and the Greater London Council. And Margaret Thatcher hated them, but they were a great organisation for giving money to the arts. So I went to drama school twice on a grant because I was in Brent, which is a staunchly Labour borough. And come on, Brent. And they had this grant system that it's difficult to get a grant now. So you're looking for bursaries to try to do the arts, and that's difficult, you know. So it's a different world. But anyway, that youth theatre was very well run, and we had professional writers.
And the year of that, so let's talk about the year of that, because I'm going to go with the sequence of what I've got. So the year of that was when? Well,
it would have been about 82, because I was about 17, 18, 17 going on to 18, so early 82.
Okay, so am I incorrect to say your first TV debut was in 1992 with the cameo in the police drama Between the Lines?
No, you'd be very incorrect to say that. I'm ashamed of you as my sister that you don't know this.
I followed this with the online. That
don't read anything online. Ask your brother.
Well, that's what I said to you. Send me your biography. But I wanted to be up on it with you.
Okay, well, the updates then to that.
A cameo. They said a cameo.
No. My first TV job was on a television series for kids on what was CITV, Children's ITV, maybe still, called Streetwise, and it was about bicycle couriers.
Oh, that's why they didn't put it.
Yeah, and a big full circle around that is on that show I met an actor called Andy Serkis, and Andy and I don't know how many years later, ended up playing Othello and Iago, respectively, at the Manchester Royal Exchange. So it was strange we met again, because it's like, oh my gosh, now we're men. You know, then we were just, I was in my early.
What they've done here, all right, I've taken it from what the adult version of Patterson Joseph, and as far as they're concerned, your first.
Yeah, but I'd already left drama school by that point. So that was 1989. That was 1989.
1989, yeah. So, I mean, that's ridiculous. But 1991, you were second prize in Charleston Awards for 1990 performances.
Yeah.
Oswald in King Lear.
Yeah, but what's weird about all that is that that whole awards thing, I never agree with awards. I don't understand them. I don't get them. I don't get them. But I also don't get them. So, but the thing is,
you don't physically get them.
I don't physically get them.
Right.
Screen Nations Award, you know who I'm talking about. Still searching now. There was such a kind of frenzy about awards when I first entered the profession that I hated them immediately. I remember going for this special award that they're now called the Oliviers, but they were called the Society of West End Theatres. And they had us at drama school audition and do a piece for them. And then they would give money, just give money outright to whoever won it. I can't remember how much it was. It might have been 1,500 quid, but I mean, that we're talking about 1988.
That's not money.
It was a hefty sum for nothing. And so when they auditioned me, I remember before I did my piece,
Yeah.
He said, so why should you get this bursary? And I said, well, I shouldn't. I mean, I don't need the money. I live at home with my mum. And I don't need that money, really. So, you know, if you wanted to give it to somebody who really desperately needed the money, that would be no problem. So what they then did is they gave me a special commendation award, and then they gave the money to whoever won the award. So I was always like that about awards. Like, it doesn't make any sense giving me this. This isn't, I don't, you know, and I feel like, you know,
Mom, you should have taken the award and given it to
I know. Well, I mean, you know, if you get, I think if you get offered a, you know, a BAFTA or whatever, then that's slightly different, because that's.
So you're looking at the big awards means.
No, I'm just saying they're better run, because a lot of these other awards, they're about popularity, or I mean, actually the big awards are like that as well. The Oscars are like that as well. They're about popularity rather than excellence. And how do you judge something like a performance? That's your taste.
Yeah. I don't know whether we should do TV or theatre, and I'm kind of thinking maybe we do theatre first, because
yeah, okay, well, because that's where I started doing most of my stuff.
Yeah, so let's talk about theatre, and we just talked about the Ian Charles Awards, and then you won that for King Lear. So let's talk about they didn't put it in the thing, and when you played Horatio to Ralph Fiennes' Hamlet.
Yeah, he likes to be known as Ralph Fiennes.
I just said to you, Ralph Fiennes' Hamlet. So let's talk about how you felt doing that Horatio, because not only in England, you went to America.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about Ralph's, that particular Hamlet was a timing issue, because if you talk to somebody about Ralph Fiennes now, younger people under 30 say, he doesn't really mean a lot to them except Voldemort, perhaps. But to our generation, he was a big sort of heartthrob. He was very, he was screamed at by girls in the street. You know, when we finished in New York, I'm just saying that Ralph Fiennes was quite a big deal. So the fact that we went to New York was all about his fame, not about.
Yeah, but I don't want to talk about your experience. And I remember you saying to us in the back, when you went to America, and in the dressing room backstage, you know, certain celebrities came and visited the room. And let's talk about you, please. So who did you have? Angela Bassett, I believe, was one of them.
Yeah, I suppose what I was getting at was these people came because of Ralph's status at the time. He'd just done Schindler's List. So we had people like Angela Bassett, who, you know, what's strange when you meet somebody like that is because you're so in love with their work, with who they are, how they look. When you meet them in person, you can either be cool about it or try to be cool about it, or you can just blather. So I just blabbered. And I remember thinking halfway through, why don't you just stop now? Why don't you just stop talking? But, you know, you're so great. It's amazing. You know, there aren't that many black women who are really up there that you could name as household names. And it's like, please, your brain is going, stop. She was very gracious and she was very lovely. And she said, thank you very much. Larry Fishburne, Lawrence Fishburne came backstage as well at some point. And I was playing Horatio, who's like Hamlet's buddy. And he said, Horatio. And I went, yeah. He went, I learned a lot. And then he went away. I was like, I don't know what that means. I mean, that could be, I learned a lot of what not to do on stage when you're doing
what to do on stage.
Well, I've learned a lot. Oh my God, you're an amazing actor. But I'll take the second part.
I'll take the second one too, Pat.
Until I meet him again and he goes, no, let me explain what I meant.
I've got a feeling the Americans don't really do a lot of stage work. Even the big ones, even the you know, the big Hollywood ones, they don't do stage. They haven't grafted from the stage. It is what we do, as you do, Patterson. You graft. It's all about treading the boards and then getting up there. I don't think a lot of them have done that bit, and they are admired by people who have done that, and particularly, if you will, a black British actor. So let's move on.
I just want to say before you move on that I don't think it's true to say that the American actors don't have a theatre tradition in their background. It's just that their television and film industry is so big that it swallows them up very quickly before they've had a chance to maybe grow as much as we do over here, but even that's changing for us.
Yeah, I think that's what I meant. They haven't fermented themselves on the boards.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that they don't know theatre and don't know how to do
They
it.
know theatre, but
But
they know it to know it.
yeah, that takes years. But I have to say, it's the same here, Pam. It's the same here. Yeah.
Cool. So let's go on to the Emperor Jones.
Oh gosh, yeah.
That's it's 2015, Pat.
I know. 2015. No, the Emperor Jones was 2017. 2007. I first did it in 2005. They've got that wrong by about a decade. So you see how you can't trust things online.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said
Our mother says.
You send me a biog, and you did.
That's exactly what our mum says. Don't put me in your Facebook. She means it because she doesn't want us online because she thinks it's nonsense. So you can't trust that. So 2005 at the Gate Theatre in Notting Hill, we put on this show, which is just like an hour long, called The Emperor Jones. And it was about an African-American convict, Brutus Jones, who escapes to a Caribbean island and declares himself emperor when one day someone tries to shoot him and their gun jams. And they slightly believe him, and he says, I can only be killed by a silver bullet. So he makes one silver bullet, puts it in his own gun and says, I can only be killed, basically, by myself. Yeah. But when the play starts, they've rumbled him, and they're beginning to, beat a drum in the forest, and he has to run. And the whole play is about the disintegration of this man who thinks he's amazing. Yeah. He looks a bit like Idi Amin with, medals and everything. And then by the time
that stage, you were brilliant. I mean, me and our other sister, Jackie, watched that. I mean, you're just brilliant.
But by the time he's finished, can you remember? By the time he's finished, he's devastated. He's got, he's got nothing. He has to take his boots off because he can't run in the forest with it. He has to take his jacket off. So he's like stripped down to nothing by the time he's finished. And he's been seeing images and visions, and it's a brilliant play, and it all takes place in about 59 minutes.
Yes, and so much packed in that.
And then 2 years later, because the Gate Theatre in Notting Hill is a beautiful theatre, tiny little pub theatre in Notting Hill, about 60 seats, and maybe 70 at a push. And it was always sold out, of course it was. But then a year later, the National Theatre asked us to put it on in the Olivier, which is like, I don't know, nearly 900 seats. Yeah. And it was incredible. You had to change the design. I had to physically change what I was doing because I don't know if you remember, but it was huge. Because I don't know if you remember, but I was in like a trough and the audience were looking down at the gate and I was just bouncing as if I was bouncing off trees and mangrove roots and things. And you were imagining all that in this trough filled with sand. And now you've got this wide, like an amphitheater, big stage, like a rock concert stage, and one little man, because I'm alone a lot in the play, running around trying to look like something's going on. So the design had to be amazing. But we did it. Yeah, we did it. We did it.
Well, we're talking about the big man now. When I called him Iggy, anyway, Ignatius Sanchez.
The boss. May I just direct you to an image of the boss?
Well, we've got the image. I hope. Also got the image. I think I even sent it to.
Yeah, that's nice. But just so you know, like this is. Oh, that's nice, Kamal Hadley. Get out. We're not talking about you, Kamal.
Later on, not that one.
Yeah, Kamal's always trying to muscle in. Let's have a look at me now. So I'll show. Oh, there. Can you see that? My image.
Where's your image?
There. Yeah. So that's above my dining room table.
That's what he has. That's what my brother has. It's above his
that's above my dining room table, and that's a sort of reminder to me of how much I owe the fella, because actually he's made me become a writer in a way that I maybe wouldn't have done if I hadn't.
I actually believe, my brother, that the spirit of this man Iggy got into you, mate.
I really do. I mean, I don't believe in spooky things, but I really do believe. I remember thinking this when I was in California, and I had started to write the novel actually that I'm writing, that I finished this summer. And I started writing it and thinking, it's like his spirit has taken over me, and somehow I can't get rid of him right now.
We're going to go from so we pay homage to that, because we know that you if you don't want me to spill the beans, that you're in the process of writing?
Oh, well, no, I finished writing the first draft anyway of a novel.
Can we say it?
Oh, the novel. Yeah, the novel is based on the life of Ignatius Sancho, but it's a work of fiction, a bit like in the line of Oliver Twist or David Copperfield. So I wanted it to be a big old rolling story. So it takes place between, you know, his birth and say 28. He died when he was 51. So it's like most of the first half of his life. And it's called The Secret Diaries of Charles Ignatius Sancho, Volume 1.
Volume 1.
I know, I said Volume 1, and I always say it like with a laugh, because like, who do you think you are? I mean, you haven't even had this published yet, and then you're talking about Volume.
Yeah, we understand Patterson, but what you're going to write is good. You just said it's part fiction as well. So in a minute, later on, we're going to ask you to give us details about that, when you're going to give us that. We want to get on a bit more with what you've done in the past. I know everyone's keeps saying, but hold on, where did he star in? I have to do this because they're not going to not make me think if I don't. We have got you. You've been in Casualty. Mark Granger, was it Mark?
Mark Grace.
Let's get the picture up.
His name was Mark Grace. I've got to tell you, if I remember any of my characters from the past, I'll be really surprised. Who?
I want that. I want that up.
Let me see.
Say who. The picture of the blue in his uniform. Mark Grace in the blue. No, not that one. The one in his uniform. It's a blue uniform, and he's Patterson looks very young. Come on, you can see him in a nurse's outfit.
Yeah,
Come
it
on.
is a nurse.
No, just survivors. Oi, who's doing this? You lot are making it embarrassing.
This feels like my career.
He's got something over his neck as well, like a stethoscope. Come on, you.
Yeah, that's Mark.
Oh, this is not working. Anyway, you'll probably find it soon. Anyway, we're going to go with that. You just saw there that Survivors, where you was in Survivors as well, and you was in the Peep Show, has Alan Johnson, and also Green. Alan Johnson is, you know that Jade Marie's favorite, my eldest daughter's favorite character, and she takes a lot of her comedic roles. She takes it off a spoof of you, that character. You know
that's so amazing. That's very, very nice.
Extremely versatile, Pat, that you can be extremely serious in your roles, and then you're very comedic. And now a lot of actors will say, well, that's how you have to be, but they can't do it. You have to have, to me, a certain gift to be able to do both.
Well, yeah, I mean, you guys helped me. Remember, we did a lot of plays, and we made up stories, and you guys are really good at entertaining us, because we lived above a shop on a high street in Wilson Green, so we couldn't just be let out to sort of go running about the place. So we would just make up stuff. Our elder sister Glenda was very good at doing things like bingo. Do you remember? She would make the cards. She'd get us all arts and crafts in for the afternoon. We'd play bingo, or we'd play cards with each other. But you, in particular, Pam, and Jackie especially, and I, we would make plays up, and we would do spoof things, and sometimes we would do. You guys would do dance routines. I remember you guys doing the locomotion at some point, you know. And this is kind of our entertainment, and we did perform in front of our parents. We did do that, so it was like it was our music hall, it was our entertainment. So I think I learned to do a variety of things, because we would also do serious stuff as well. We tried to do serious drama as well.
Yeah, and it was good. And we spoke, and we read, and read a lot of books.
Yeah.
We read, you know, Dickens and what have you. We read.
Yeah, they were in the house. Yeah.
Didn't it? So let's go through. I'm going to say to you all, saying, just throw the pictures, and when you throw the pictures, the images, Patterson's going to talk.
Yeah, I'll riff on them. Okay.
Just
Neverwhere. This is the Marquis de Carabas, a 200-year-old marquis who lives in the underground of London. He is mysterious. He has a brother called Peregrine, played very famously by Adrian Lester, my brother from another mother, on the radio version of the sequel to Neverwhere, which was called How the Marquis Got His Coat Back. Because I wore this Sorry, cows everywhere. Oh, Alan. Sorry, I've got to move on. Alan Johnson. Yes, I played him for. It seems like it was 13 years altogether. 9 series. I went from quite hairy to less and less hair. It's like, oh, Bembe. This is Bembe, who's a kind of amalgam of various characters that Jerry Conlon, who was one of the Guildford Four, met in prison. So I played this sort of a kind of Caribbean, could say Jamaican guy, who was the friend of Jerry Conlon, played by Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
This is Delhi, and he's talking to Digger, who is his mate, but also the local crim, and he runs a Caribbean food shop called Elmina's Kitchen, which is also the name of the slave port in Ghana, where they used to hold the slaves before taking them across the Atlantic.
Yes.
So he's trying to save his son, who's not in the picture here, from getting involved with Digger and getting involved with somebody who's going to basically, kill you if you cross him. So it's a brilliant play, and it was written by Kwame Kwei-Armah, who now runs the Young Vic down there in Waterloo, brilliantly, of course, as ever. And it was at the National Theatre, and we had kids coming in from all over the place.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm having to move on because of the image now. So this is Wes, who was the DCI for Law and Order UK's Two Detectives. Yes, and I was rather unceremoniously shot in the face in my last episode.
Well, you wanted to come up, Pat. You didn't want to stay too long.
Well, I mean, it wasn't really given as a choice, and I don't mind. I never mind. When the job ends, I actually really don't. I like moving on to different things. But it was just a joke I tell. Like, if you really hated an actor, like, how do you get rid of him from this soap opera? Let's shoot him in the face. But it was fine because it was a great storyline. The series ended. We couldn't do it. I don't know whether it was because of Bradley, but they didn't want to do any more after that. I think they'd gone to the end of what they could do with it all, interestingly.
It's not true, though, Patterson, that they say that.
Kamal Hadley.
Oh, gosh, you do. Also, you're too fast. Get that off a minute. I just want to carry on. Is it not true that they say that do not stay in any series for too long because you'll be put... So that's the mindset I still have. It's too old-fashioned probably now. But back in my day, if somebody played... Minder, for example, which was a very popular show in the evening show, and then try to pop up in a sitcom somewhere, that might have been okay. But if he was doing some sort of serious drama at that time, it was been very difficult to separate him from the character he was playing. That doesn't mean it can't happen. John Thor did it with Inspector Morse, and then Captain QC. There are certain actors who can do it, but when you notice, if you really look at the majority of actors, they tend to play, or we tend to play, the same sort of roles. And they may not be, the same accent or, the same clothes or whatever, but the same kinds of roles. It's very difficult to be versatile in our job, really, because you don't choose as much as you'd like to. Yes. Okay. Well, let's look at that. Noughts and Crosses, I think, also you was putting there. This is it.
Noughts and Crosses. I'm so proud of that work, and I have news. Actually, this is news that no one knows. I haven't spread this on Twitter or anywhere else, but I was told officially by the production company, Mammoth Pictures, that a second series has been commissioned of Noughts and Crosses. Oh, so you've heard it here, folks, exclusively.
Second commission.
This afternoon show. You weren't expecting it, but here's the bombshell. Noughts and Crosses will be back on your screens. Don't know when, because of lockdown and coronavirus.
The thing. Let us, for those, Patterson, who may not be au fait, those ones in, abroad, haven't been au fait with this. This is by a lady by the name of, you give her title, and let's talk about this, and then how the first series went. So
okay, so this is the series of novels written by Mallory Blackman.
Yes.
I always want to say Dame Mallory Blackman.
I think you want to say that because I think she should have that.
Well, it's only a matter of time. But Mallory was our children's laureate. She is an extraordinary writer, written, I mean, thousands of stories. They're ridiculously huge amount of work that she's put out. But she wrote a series of books about 20 years ago called Noughts and Crosses, which was like Romeo and Juliet, but set in a kind of futuristic world that imagines that Africa, the continent of Africa, or a conglomeration of nations, has taken over most of Western Europe 800 years ago and colonized Britain, which they now call Albion. And so now we come to the modern day, and a black elite, who are a minority, but the elite in charge, are ruling quite draconianly, like a kind of Jim Crow law, over the white majority. And the white majority are revolting, and there's the liberation militia who want to blow everything up. And so we're in that tense situation. And so there's a Romeo and Juliet in the middle of that. And that's my daughter. I play the Home Secretary, Kamal Hadley, and my daughter, Sophie, is in love with Callum, who is my housemaid, Maggie McGregor's son. So there's the whites who are called noughts and the blacks who are called crosses, and there's no joining between the two. And that's my Kamal's idea, that he wants more separation. So there's a big clash. Yeah. So that sets up the first 6 episodes that we've just seen.
It's been included in the Great 100. The Britons. Marjorie Blackman's her name's in it.
Mallory Blackman deserves to be there, yeah. Dame Mallory Blackman, as she will be known. And
yeah, and so we know. So let's conclude, Patterson. What is happening now? As we go to the back end of the year,
yeah,
you're writing the book, but 2021, what are we looking at?
Well, I think the thing that I've noticed a lot about lockdown, to be serious for a moment, is that Black people have had time to really examine their lives. Everybody's had time to examine their lives. I know a lot of creatives who've been looking at their work. What do I want to do? Actually, I don't want to do this anymore. And Black people, because of what happened to George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, and we can go on, have also been able to have the time to look at their lives and ask themselves, you know, whether our lives matter to even us or ourselves. And I believe that that's what I want to do in the next year or 2 or 3 or for the rest of my life, is draw on these collaborations. And there are some white people who are really on side and brilliant and who want to help and don't want to just be against racism. They want to be anti-racist. So there is a kind of movement. And it's not a big movement with placards, but it's a kind of movement that I can feel in the arts for a lot of us to get together and use our ideas. So there's a TV idea for a series about Francis Barber, who was the ward servant, really heir to Samuel Johnson, who created our dictionary, the greatest dictionary that was ever written at that point in the 18th century, and also, you know, around the time of Sancho. So Sancho would have known Francis. He was a mixed race child who had come originally, I believe, from St. Kitts. Yeah. But by the end of Johnson's life, this kid was his heir, and he gave everything to him. It was an extraordinary story. So they're doing a TV series. Somebody's producing that, trying to produce that, and want me on board. And I think I could do that. They've got Sancho in the story, but I've also got my things I want to do, but I want to collaborate with that. So that's what I'm working on, in trying to not just say, I'm doing my thing in my corner, you do your thing in your corner. I've got a lot of information that you could use. I'm sure you might be able to help me somewhere along the line. So let's try and collaborate a bit more instead of hiding our work and doing it in little corners. So that's the next couple of years.
And others listening and hearing this could want to get involved as well.
Yeah, I mean, you always wonder why, if we have so many Black millionaires, possibly even billionaires in this country, why any of that money has never really been seen in the arts in a big way, like a big push for a television station with a lot of Black content, or a big push for a Black theatre that really catered to, you know, like in the West End, that really catered for, you know, Black plays that don't get put on very often, or revivals of great plays in the past that don't get put on. But also movies and television, where there is a lot of money to be made. If you're an investor, that's one of the collaborations I'm in, not just across arts, but across all the disciplines and all the areas of life, in politics and journalism, to actually collaborate and make something together rather than it being, as I say, big things being done in pocket.
Theatre Patterson was one that was about blacks, wasn't it?
What was that?
Talawa.
Oh yes, yeah.
And it was funded, but then it lost the funding.
Yeah, I don't know enough about their story to really comment on it. I mean, I think that Talawa was there because Talawa was really needed, because there were no voices or outlets, and even actors, you know, like me, of my generation rather, couldn't guarantee that we would get a place in the National Theatre or the Royal Shakespeare Company or the big ones if we wanted to work there. Not that that was my goal. It just happened to be what happened, you know. But they wanted to be an outlet for classical plays to be performed by black people without having to be only one in that production, you know, so they could do Antony and Cleopatra, but they could do it with if they wanted an all black cast. They very rarely, I think, did all black. There was always a mixture, but, you know, main black cast, where people like Donna Kroll, you know, really took wing. I mean, she did also things elsewhere, but, you know, Jeffrey Cassoon, you know, just able to play Kathy Tyson, I believe, just able to play big roles where they were restricted in the sort of mainstream, if you like, theatre.
Oh, they can go with whatever they're doing as well.
Yeah.
Okay, then, you know, Patterson, what we want you to do, because I said this to you as well.
Oh yes, yeah.
And your chosen person, obviously, is Iggy. So you're going to do a monologue, and hopefully, All Saint is going to just be portraying pictures of Charles Ignatius Sancho as you read, and
but how long have I got? Because
only 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Yes.
Okay, well, I'll read as much as I think is 2 minutes then.
Then read as much as 2 minutes.
I just have to guess the timing, but I'm ready,
honey, and I'll see you and let you go. Bye bye.
Okay.
So Ignatius Sancho, Patterson Joseph monologue, Black History Month.
This comes from the novel in progress that I'm writing called The Secret Diaries of Charles Ignatius Sancho. And Sancho is about 24 years old at this point. He's in London, of course, and he is very afraid of meeting people of the black community because he hasn't before. He's met royalty and he's met lords and ladies, but he doesn't know these people. And now he's going to meet a guy called John Osborne. And here he is at the Black Tar Tavern in Fleet Street. It was an inauspicious venue for my first encounter with Black London at leisure. I stood watching the comings and goings from across the street, afraid suddenly that I would be lost in this world of foreigners and working men who sweat for their shillings. I might know more than I did many years before about the ways of London at night, but I still held the habit of avoiding the taverns east of Covent Garden and the river, an old habit that I was breaking tonight in order to meet John Osborne. All the people that entered the tavern while I stood hesitant across the street were black, certainly brown. It would appear that no whites entered this tavern, and I wondered if the proprietor was happy with that state of affairs or no. I mean, whatever the financial cost to him of having an exclusive clientele, his hostelry was well frequented this night. I braved the tavern, which required no special knock, and offered entry without cost or hindrance. White folks were not excluded here, I realized. They would merely choose not to enter an establishment that would render them a rarity. Pushing the doors fully open, I gazed at length on the lively scene before me. I was wrong. There were many white faces here, scrubbed clean, as was the whole ensemble, and dressed in the finest their pennies could buy. The music that emanated from inside was at first difficult to assess. Percussive sounds that moved in a time signature I was unfamiliar with. There seemed to be more than 8 beats in each bar, and the bars were not clear to my unaccustomed ear. It was as if one of Handel's liveliest dance pieces was subject to an urgency that rendered the melody secondary to the rhythm, constant, imperative, wild, but there was something else to the music, something other than just the beat. It was the richness and detail of the harmonic layers that created a sense of abandon. The tavern was large and had a tall ceiling, unusually for an establishment on this street. It was not brightly lit, but the lamps around the room lent a warm feel to the space. No fire was needed in the large hearth on one wall of the room. Benches, chairs, and a few small tables were placed on the edge of the room. In the center was given over to dancers, couples, white and black and all shades besides. They danced close, without jackets or coats, but in shirt sleeves, including the women in their light chemises. Some dancers, I noticed, even brought their faces together, cheek by jowl, holding each other in a way that left no doubt that their bodies knew the other well. It was at once thrilling and shocking. I had been a week with the Montagues performing odd tasks and being blessed by the incapacitation of Duke George's valet. I had had social intercourse with those who knew how to behave. But these men and women struck me immediately as the most free of all societies in our eclectic city.
Yeah. Thank you, my friend. You could have gone on forever.
I know I could. It's a long novel.
I know. I feel really bad to do it. But we've just got, the director is telling me, oh, come on, run. It's great, but we've got to wrap up. So we've got to wrap up, Patterson.
It's fine. We could do it again. Let's do it again, sis.
Do it again. Oh, no doubt we're doing it again.
Yeah.
Thank you ever so much.
Nicely.
And, baby, I'll see you soon.
See you very soon. Be kind to each other out there. Bye now.
Thank you. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Patterson Joseph there. Oh, Vladimir. Wonderful. So we're going to take a quick break. See you soon. That's really good. So I in the mood for dancing, romancing, not in that order. Anyway, AKA Anthony Jordan. Let's get a bit of entertainment.
We have entertainment. We have a guest who's been waiting ever so patiently. So I'm going to have to be really rude. I'm going to kick you out and I have to meet our guest. So bye-bye. And ladies and gentlemen, right now, I'm going to introduce this man because he has such a talent. I feel like telling you to close your eyes before you see what he's going to say so you could picture all the different voices. But before we get into that, I'm going to take the honor to introduce a Mr. Patrick Montague. How are you doing, Patrick?
Hi, how you doing?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Good. Thank you very much. I appreciate that you're abroad from us, so the time is even later for you than it is for us.
Yeah,
but
fine.
you're hanging in there, so I really appreciate that. So I kind of gave people a clue as to what you do. You are an impersonator. You do different characters. You do different accents. How did that discovery come about?
I think it was when I was at school. I used to do impersonations of the teachers, and I didn't even know that I could do it. As people was telling me that I did it, and it was crazy. We used to have this teacher who used to teach computers. Back then, it was ZX81, so it was really kind of like Stone Age kind of computer. And he was saying, right here, we've got a microcomputer, and in a microcomputer, you've got bits and bytes. And, I was just doing his voice and I didn't know that I could do it. And people were telling me I could. And then it just all started from there. But when I left school, I kind of did a bit of normal, what they call straight acting. And I was in a play called Do We Ever See Grace at the Tri-School Theatre. And that actually won the National Youth Theatre Competition. And I got a monologue in that play. And but I was always sort of like toing and froing between sort of what they call straight acting, and in my social life, if you like, I was always doing these voices. I'd meet people on the street, like some Jamaican man on the street, and I'd be able to do his voice. And people say, "Hey, how do you know to do his voice like that?" It's amazing. So my voices that I do are just people that I've met in my life, and people that I've seen on TV, and people I admire, like Muhammad Ali, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and lots of different people.
Love it. I love that. Now, just because you mentioned it started off in school days, I'm just going to be really cheeky. Did you ever use that to like praise yourself to your parents? Did you ever call up and be like, "He's doing fantastic in class"?
Yeah, well, what I did with my mum, I used to like one time I rang my mum up and I pretended to be an Indian doctor, you know, and I said, "Madam, you have appointment for 7 o'clock hospital. Why are you not coming? What is happening?" You know, and she said, "I don't remember having an appointment with the doctor this afternoon. What you talking about?" And I would say, "Madam, you are late for your appointment. You need to come now. What is happening? I am Dr. Patel. Why are you not coming?" And it was just crazy. And in the end, I'd say, "Mum, it's me. It's me." She didn't know it was me.
It's always good to have a good prankster within the family and around. So that's top stuff there. So tell us, in terms of discovering some of these characters that you've done, did you mainly start to work on your heroes such as the Arnies, the Muhammad Alis, those kind of characters?
Yeah, Arnold was like one of my heroes back in the day. So I liked what he did. What he would do is he'd mess with people's minds, you know. So like he would, like for example, with Lou Ferrigno. I don't know if anyone's watched Pumping Iron, but he would say, "Hey, Lou, I don't think you're going to make it. You're not better than me. I'm the greatest. I'm Arnold, and you're not in my class. I'm number one. I'm going to win." And you know, he just had that aura of being very positive, and I just thought it was amazing. And yeah, I ended up doing his voice.
You've mentioned the king. I can't not hear this voice. Ali, I have to beg you for that.
Well, my resolutions are to become the youngest heavyweight champion in history. That's nothing new to my fans. They all know that I will be the next heavyweight champion. I'll be 21 January the 17th, and I predict that by the end of 1963, I'll be the youngest heavyweight champion in history. And the only three that I won't be is because this fella, Sonny Liston, would be ducking and dodging me. So, so I'll do something like that.
Love it. I can guarantee you my aunt is one of the biggest boxing fans and she loves Ali, and I can picture it now that she is cheering that on. Like, honestly, I love that. You brought him back. You brought him back for an evening. I love that. Thank you so much. Tell us some other characters along the way that have been like fantastic, like for you that you've portrayed.
Well, lots of, like, you know, when you watch a movie, well, me anyway, I watch a movie and I'll actually be so kind of transfixed on the character, and I end up sort of like talking like him. Like, I don't know if you remember the film Scarface. Yeah. And I was amazed at this character. I thought it was, well, a lot of people thought he was great, but what I was toying with the idea of doing today was imagining if the character from Scarface was doing another job, not just him, but other characters that I do. So maybe he's not who he is, he could be someone else. So I was toying with the idea of him being, he could be like somebody who is going to get a job, you know, and he's really desperate and he wants this job, and he's gone to the job center and he's talking to the woman or the person, and he's like, "Drug communist, how's your life? What to tell you all the time, what to do, what to think, what to feel? Do you want to be like a cheap, like those other people, mate? Bah. Do you want to work 10 hours? You got nothing, you own nothing, huh?" You know, so you got that character. You know, it could be anything. You know what I mean? Yeah. But what else? And also, I liked commentators because I love sport. You know. So I liked back in the day, you know, I don't know if you remember, used to have a guy named David Coleman. Yeah. And David Coleman, when he would talk about athletics, he'd have that way of making me just kind of really watch and study what he's saying, because he knew the form of all the athletes, and he had that way of making you listen and say, "And so they're all under starters' orders, and yes, we've got Michael Johnson in lane 3, who's just actually just taken off his shoes for some reason. We don't know why. And yes, and they're off. And away first time, look at the fast bobs in the background. And as usual, Johnson is blistering away. So he had that kind of, that kind of vibe. He had that kind of very guttery sound. Talk like this, And I was even thinking, what if you could get someone like Boris Johnson, change his role? Maybe if he hadn't been a prime minister, maybe you could change his role and make him an athlete. And you have David Coleman commentating. What would that sound like? So I was toying with that idea. So I was just saying, so yes, and there we have the athlete, the new athlete today. His name is Boris Johnson, and he's in lane 3. And he's going to be in the egg and spoon race. And there he goes. What an amazing athlete. He's absolutely knocking the socks off of everybody in the race. My goodness, mate, what an amazing athlete, and stuff like that,
I'm just putting you on the spot just because of what you said. Can you do a Boris Johnson? Just because of current climate, it would be great to hear our Prime Minister.
Well, I thought about, possibly making Boris be a cook, a chef in a really great grand sort of hotel, 5-star hotel, a bit like Jamie Oliver. But just making up lashes of, ratatouille, mixing up in a pot and serving it to customers. What an amazing man.
You've got me here. Bear with me a second. Someone actually wants to just have a quick word with you there.
Do you know what, Patrick? You are so amazing. I've sat here and I listened to everything you've done. You're brilliant. But I think I do a great Boris, and amazingly, I'm a female like I am. And you just
let's hear your Boris.
I want to debate with you. Now, I want to say we can't let this happen. This virus must be slapped away. And what we will do with it, we will pack it running. We will let it go running. Now, I love that.
I think you're amazing. I think that woman should get £1 million sent to her bank account immediately.
I would appreciate that. And what I will do with that money, I will endorse it to the NHS because they are heroes. And I will make sure that it will be put there for us to all do well. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
So in case anyone didn't realise, the Houses of Commons have been brought to the lifestyle show today. But no, Patrick.
Yeah, what was going to say?
Your Muhammad Ali is brilliant. It is your Muhammad Ali is. I am a #1 Muhammad Ali, or I would say Cassius Clay. Brilliant. Absolutely.
No, I'm Muhammad Ali. I want to be known as Muhammad Ali. I'm the greatest of all times. I'm gonna run for president. I want to run for president of this country. Ain't nobody better than me. I'm the greatest of all times. I done wrestled with an alligator. I done toasted with a whale. I done handcuffed lightning and throw thunder in jail. Last week I murdered a rock, hindered a stone, hospitalized a brick. I'm so mean I make medicine sick. Yes.
Thank you, Patrick. Thank you.
Patrick, that is some top stuff. Honestly, it's been that's you nailed it. Honestly, that's fantastic. I'm lost for words. As I said to everyone at the beginning, and I think what we will have to do one day is have to call you back in, and you can just have a segment where it's like close your eye. Like, yeah, you've got it. There's something to work on here. We definitely need a lot more from you. It's been amazing. No, thank you very much. It's a real pleasure having you. Thank you very much. Is there any contact details to put out there for anyone who would like to see more of what you do or get in contact with you to book you for services, anything along that line?
Well, if you go back, you see, I could possibly give you my email. My email is lordmontague1@hotmail.com.
Cool. Love it. Perfect. No, honestly, it's been a real pleasure having you, and we will definitely have you back in the future to do more. We definitely need more from you. That was absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me on. Thanks.
Cheers. No, thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was Patrick Montague, aka Lord Montague 1. We will definitely have him on the show again. That was I've never smiled so much in a while. I have to be honest. He was tops, absolutely tops, and we will be bringing him back in. Right. Time is very much against me, but I do want to bring this up very quickly. Anyone who's been in the UK right now, you do have to check out what the Royal Mail have done. We've actually currently got, in celebration of Black History Month, 4 black and gold post boxes. So actually, if you were in London, you have to go to Brixton, Acre Lane, and on the back of that one, you have a picture of walking at the RA. Oh, sorry, a little mistake there. So here we go. This is Brixton. This is in the middle of Brixton, just in Acre Lane, and that's there. And as I can also show you here, is a picture of walking at the RA, which was produced by the painter Yinka Shinobre. So that's what we've got over here in London. If you were to go over to Glasgow in Byres Road, we have Second Lieutenant Walter Tull. Walter Tull, ladies and gentlemen, was also the first black player to be signed for Celtic. Oh, we actually don't have that picture. Apologies for that one. And over in Cardiff, this is one that's near and dear to all of us. This is Miss Mary Seacole, who has also been featured there. So anyone who's in Cardiff, be sure to head on down there to find her. And in Belfast, we have our classic comedian, the one and only Mr. Lenny Henry. So guys, if you happen to be in any of those locations, please do send any contacts to us at The Lifestyle Show. Tag us in. We'll be more than happy to show that with you guys, because you know what? It's Black History Month and we have to celebrate it as best possible. And I will have that picture up of Walter Tull next week for everyone. And hopefully we might even have one with you guys next to it, because you know what? This is what we do. We are celebrating. Okay, right now it's time to bring in Miss Joseph.
Yeah. Well,
Hello.
I'm not Miss Joseph. I'm actually Mr. Boris Johnson. So what I would like to say to you, Mr. Anthony, is that we are going to talk about the winners of the show last week. And this is a great feeling about this. Anyway, hi.
Hi. You know what? You're lucky, because I was gonna allow I was gonna allow Boris, but now it's you. I'm coming back to cuss. Hey, you never do your homework on your brother.
Remarkable. Oh, Patrick was remarkable.
Oh, he was.
It's great.
He was indeed. He was. That was top stuff. We will get a sketch. We will definitely be in contact with him and get like a little sketch show of, you never know. We might have Boris Johnson at the job centre. But hey, we never know. It could be all sorts of stuff going on.
Today, I mean, obviously, Patterson Joseph, what can I say? Remarkable. And the actresses are doing their thing and still positively striving. And we've got the doctor there who's telling us how to do things from home. Anthony, was you looking at the exercises, mate?
Looking, I was doing. Hey, keep fit. That's how we do it. Hey. Did you see that? It's building. Anyway, that's enough. Don't want to, Hey, well done. Well done, you. But no, okay, guys. Now it is competition time. So, first of all, do we have our congratulations? Because last week we had the one and only Mr. Neil Kenlock and his daughter Amelia, and they gave us a wonderful. Well, that was a great question for 2 copies of the book Expectations, and the question was
signed copies.
2 signed copies, indeed. And our question was, Pam?
What directorship did Mr. Kenlock hold? It was Choice FM.
Indeed. The one and only 96.9.
Yes.
So we have our winner, and that was
Mr. We've got our Saint and Mr. P. I'll say from Fulham. And
congratulations, Al.
Cricklewood.
Okay. And congratulations to our Cricklewood winner as well. So you both have a signed copy of Expectations on your way, and trust me, we expect good stuff. Now, it's been quite an interesting show. That I'm trying to think what would be the question. I want to do something with Patrick, but I'm like, well, do I make you list 3 of the voices he done in our last segment? Would that be? Am I being too generous? Am I being too difficult with that?
What was the politician?
Yes.
The British politician he impersonated.
Yes. He done an egg and spoon race, and then he was a chef. So yes, that British politician that Patrick just done for us, which was absolutely fantastic, on the head. Oh, yeah. Would have loved to have done an Ali question, but yes, he was a British politician. Please give us the name of that British politician. Once again, all you have to do is email lifestyleonben@hotmail.co.uk, and a fantastic Dalgety Teas hamper will be on its way to you.
Right. And then now we've got to talk about the winners, no, if you will, the books. We have got 2 other books, and we're going to do a series of weeks. We have got 2 other books that we're going to talk about. And when we had Marilyn come on the show, and she spoke about her book, and she spoke about her life, and she put it into a book. So we're going to talk about that. So Marilyn had said that she was going to give us 6 books, and we're going to do that on a sequence. We had Vanda who talked about his biography, if you will, and his dilemmas. And, we said again, we'll put that into the 9-week chapter with that one. So the question was with Marilyn, and we've got from last week, we've got 2 winners. She was premature, and she weighed a certain amount. She actually gave the analogy that it was a bag of sorry. It was the weight of a certain product. Anyway, we've got 2 winners. We've got Shirley Ann, and we've got Ali. Shirley Ann and Ali. Shirley Ann, Northwest London. Ali, West London.
Congratulations, ladies.
I'll say it's 5K. It was a bag of sugar, 5 kilo bag of sugar. So
Okay.
those are the 2. That's for that one. But we've got 4 others to give out. So Ali and Shirley Ann have got that. Now we've got a question that we had said from Vanda. Vanda said when he wrote his book, actually where or what inspired him? Where was he at?
Indeed.
Rehab.
Indeed.
That was the answer. Rehab. Yeah. So we've got 1 answer only on that. We've got 9 to give on that one, We've got 9 to give away in that one. You only got 1 answer, and that's a Charles Goff that has got that right, and he is from Streatham. Charles Goff from Streatham on that one. I don't know if I made that. We didn't say it clearly. So it was just all we were saying is what inspired him. Where was he at?
Yeah.
That inspired him. Yeah, that was it. So now that was the questions for them. So now, Anthony, it's our task. You've given us one already for the teas. So it's our task to give questions for the books.
Indeed. Indeed.
Right, Marilyn's book. Come on, Anthony, you're better than me. Come on. Come on.
Okay, right. Let's go to
What team do you support? What football team does Anthony support? No, really.
London. Come on. Anyway, but we haven't mentioned that. But right, here we go. Here we go. Oh, here we go. This is a good one. Just mentioned it now. So if you didn't think I was too boring, you would have heard it. What are the 4 locations where you can find the black and gold post boxes?
Oh.
lifestyleonben@hotmail.co.uk. See, I kept it close.
That's for Marilyn. Okay, my question then is going to be for Vanda's book. Will be then
oh, come on, Pam. All right, you don't have your brother back. I've got your brother back.
of the host Pam's famous actor brother.
That's too easy. It's Black History Month. I'm not saying your brother doesn't. What is the name of the icon?
No, I leave it. What is the name of the Pam Joseph's famous actor brother?
Check you. All proud of that. Next week, what is the name of Anthony's designer mother?
I don't know. Who's that? All right.
Anyway, no, but that's good stuff. But you know what? We can't talk history without talking Choice FM. It's up. It happened. Sadly, limitations haven't permitted us to be able to be in attendance. But, ladies and gentlemen, the blue plaque is there. Oh, look at that.
Nubian Jack Community Trust on the March 31st of 1990, Choice FM started broadcasting from this building, Trinity Gardens, on 96.9 FM frequency. Friends of Choice FM, there you go. In, out, there. Wicked.
Love it, love it, love it. It can no longer be denied the existence, the power, the movement that was Choice FM.
Never be forgotten. Nubian Jack. Thank you, Nubian Jack, as well.
Yeah, oh, he's a pioneer. He is a pioneer. You know, he's also behind the world's largest blue plaque for the carnival as well. Nubian Jack is the man.
And you know what, guys? Please remember the plaque is there, but we're still raising money for the ACLT, African Caribbean Leukemia Trust. It's all about we, because we can only give our own blood and things to our owner people. Yeah. Keep raising it. Hashtag Choice FM blue plaque. Bang.
Yeah, no, keep it going, and yeah, guys, it's there. Just support the cause. It's all going to a good cause. Yes, we have the plaque, but the ACLT need your support as well. And you know what? Choice has always stood behind it. I don't see why the Lifestyle Show wouldn't. It's an awesome cause.
That's what we're all about, Anthony. Anthony, how can people keep watching the show and
right? First of all, NTV Sky 458 between Friday 10 a.m. till 12 p.m. Monday 5 p.m. till 7 p.m. Nearly lost my train of thought there. But also, guys, please like, share, and comment on the YouTube page. That is Lifestyle TV Show. Contact us on Twitter, Lifestyle TV Show. Lifestyle Show TV is actually the YouTube. Lifestyle on Ben on Facebook. Lifestyle TV Show on Instagram. No matter where you want to be on the social networks, we will respond to you because we want to be in contact with you. Tell a friend. Keep it growing. We'll always be here for you.
Keep it. We can only do it with you guys. We're going to do it with you guys. We want to thank Tamaray Event Designers. We want to thank Dargetti Tees as well. We want to thank Henrietta Productions as well. You know, we can't do this without you. Keep supporting us and help us. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's the one. Most definitely. Right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is now Black History Month. So you know what? We need to give it that lick. And I'm going to go with this song. And he should be a guest in the upcoming weeks. This is Granty Asher and his track Black Skin. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great weekend. See you next week.
Black History Month. We're out. Lifestyle.
Yo, my brother, now you do the tune called Black Skin.
Yeah, man.
And the you called Granty Asher.
Yeah.
Yo, big tune, my brother.
Yeah, man.
Big
It's
tune.
all about the blackness, you
yeah,
know.
man. Black like the shirt.
Black me, I say, what you mean? Yeah, man.
Yo, what you mean,
Black.
man? My lord.
Yeah. Lord, watch it. Look on me black skin. Look on me black so till me can't black no more. Look on me shining. Me a glisten like me rims on me 4x4. It's just a blessing. My cup it run it over, but me still want more. Look on me black skin. Just look on me black skin. Hey. Back in the time when I was young, down in my prime, them used to cuss me out about my black skin. They used to call me all of the names under the sun, sticks and stones, it was never my thing. But then I saw a reflection of myself and I'm loving the color I see, yeah. So nowadays, I walk with a smile, sure, look how me bossy with it. Look on me black skin. Look how me black so till me can't black no more. Look how me shining. Me a kissing like the tiles on me bathroom floor. It's such a blessing. My cup it run it over, but me still want more. Look on me black skin. My beautiful black skin. Hey. I'm so amazed at what I'm seeing nowadays. Oh, them change up them color like clothes. Black from the start and I'll be black to the end. Me skin tone it pretty like rose. My beautiful black African queen, you don't know say you get the ring, yeah. To all the man and woman this may concern, no better cut out the bleaching thing. Look on me black skin. Look on me black so till me can't black no more. Look how me shining. Me a glisten like the rims on me 4x4. It's It's just a blessing. Look how me cup it spill it over, but me still want more. Look at me black skin, my beautiful dark skin. Hey, ooh, I'm loving the color you gave to me. Ooh, I wouldn't change it for a thing. No, I say these words with no apology. Oh, I'm loving the melanin in me. Oh, you can't take away my identity, nor the fact that I am black. Look at me black skin. Look how me black so till me can't black no more. Look how me shining. Me a glisten like the rims from me 4x4. It's just a blessing. It's just a blessing. My cup is filling over, but me still want more. Look on me black skin, my beautiful dark skin. Look on me black skin. Look how me black so till me can't black no more. Look how me shining. Me a glisten like the tiles on me bathroom floor. It's just a blessing. My cup it run it over, but me still want more. Look on me black skin, my beautiful dark skin. Hey, I am your black skin boy. Oh gosh, you are my black skin girl. Oh yeah, I am your black skin boy. You are my black skin girl.